Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I've literally been filming every day. I'm kind of impressed with myself, not gonna lie. It's more of a dreary day. It literally went from like 50 some degrees yesterday to like 20 something degrees today, so sounds like spring in Minnesota regardless, so not like we can go anywhere, but it will get better. Life's gonna get better. So let's do a look and talk about life, I guess. So, I was having a weird thought yesterday, and I was like, is Bitcoin still a thing? Like, do people still use that? Is that still a thing? Anyone getting scammed from Bitcoin? Oh, shoot. So my phone's charging, and I have, like, this thing set up, so there we go. I've never used Bitcoin in a sense, but I don't ever want to use anything like that after I just got freaking effed off Cash App, but I am getting my money back, so I am a happy camper. And old me would be like, it's not gonna get back, blah, 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 I'm fucked, blah, 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 blah. Or I shouldn't say bad words or anything like that, but this time I was a little freaked out last night because the person was like, I don't know, it was hectic, and then I called my bank and she's like, oh yeah, I see it through. She's like, oh my god, is it all these ones? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, well, I'm not just gonna do it all as $5. She's like, I'll just put in all $60 or $65. And then she's like, and your card is definitely blocked, and your new card is on the way. So I was super, super positive, happy. I put that vibe out, and I just was like so thankful for that, and really thankful that my bank, is on the ball with things like that. Their fraud department, anything weird, they always call me. So sometimes it takes a little bit in the day, but that one was like right in the freaking morning. So yeah, I'm really happy. Also, I don't know if I said anything about my water heater being weird that same day, but my dad checked in. He was like, it's probably just like a weird thing or just a lot of water being used that day, but it's fine. So the second positive, so all we gotta do is get applied, go through for unemployment, and all my little worries will be a lot more calmed down. Obviously, like, trying to get work to go back, really hoping on that, but I'm actually really weird, like I said, good spirits about that whole situation. And normally your girl's like, I'm gonna be screwed, blah 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 blah, but positive thinking has really, I'm sure a lot of people watch this be like, dude, you're crazy, like, you can't speak goodness into existence, and none of this is gonna change, and blah 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 blah. But everything I've spoken to existence has honestly really changed. So even in a few months ago, so that is a good sign. We do love that for me. Yeah, so we're just doing probably a more simple kind of fast look. I just want to play with makeup, want to make content and whatnot. When I was on my heart call with a bunch of people from different hospitals and stuff like that, and there's a mental health person on there to how do we cope with this? And she said, dressing up, even if you're just stuck in your house, wear your favorite necklace, wear your favorite whatever, dress up, do your makeup, if that makes you feel more like you and more how you are on a daily basis, whether it's for work, even if you're just on a call or just hanging out with family, if that makes things a little bit better for you and you feel a little more normalized as you can right now, she was like, do it. So I'm really glad that I've been doing that and filming and making better habits. Usually, even when I was off work for surgery and stuff and I was not going anywhere, I was doing my makeup because it felt like me. It felt like I was doing something, and even if it's just going to watch a movie or eat dinner with Shane, in my house, not obviously going anywhere, but stuff like that, it's made me a lot better. I do feel, sorry, I'm looking for where did it go? I just had it. I'm probably literally just super blind. Oh yeah, I am. Whatever makes you feel more normalized, do it. Do it. Keep social distancing because I keep seeing people not, and it's kind of driving me insane. And obviously your roommates, but don't go out in public if you don't need to be. Obviously a walk or something. you know, where you can be 6 feet, whatever, apart from people. But like, if you don't need to go to the store, like, go get things unless it's like a necessity, or you know, hopefully, you know, you can find like toilet paper or stuff if you need it, or ran out of something, or food, or whatever. You know, obviously go then. That would be the smart situation. But, you know, don't go if you have to. I mean, I know everyone's sick of talking about it, but I really just want to push that, because I really just want summer back, and I really just want to go back to work. And like, honestly, putting it out there, if we go back to work soon, things are a little bit better, I will not complain, and I will be a good girl. I will be a good girl, and I will not call in unless I'm fucking dying and need to call in, or something like tragic happens, obviously. But no, just calling in to call in because I want to do something. That is my giving up things to make this go normal, my in existence. But I still see like so much traffic, and I'm like, are you all really need to go somewhere? Or like, are you all like, I don't see it. I don't see it. But yeah, as long as I get unemployment, I will actually financially be okay with bills. So, and my parents said they would, if I need to, they could help me a little bit. Shane obviously will help me a little bit since he's working. Obviously pay people back. That's kind of how the world works, but you know, don't want to get behind in life. We're wearing glitter again. I really love that for me. I love ColourPop glitter. If you can afford it now, or you know, when you get money again and you're getting stable, ColourPop glitter, if you like glitter, obviously. Other Superstar shadows are super nice. So ColourPop, I am highly recommending to life. So who out there is playing Animal Crossing? I want to know, and I really want to know how you feel about this creepy freaking bunny, because I hate it. It is so creepy. I love Easter, which I might have talked about this yesterday, so I feel really bad. I can't remember anything ever. I truly do love Easter. I was really excited about the egg thing, but like everything you need to make is like not that cute. And I'm sick of fishing and getting 900 eggs. So at nighttime, I've noticed, like if you play during the nighttime, it's not as bad for fishing, which is really nice, because it's kind of more, for me, like special fish have came out, I've realized. Maybe I'm like just thinking that, but the cutest thing happened. I caught a clownfish, and then right after I caught the clownfish, I caught whatever kind of fish Dory is from Finding Nemo. I don't remember what kind of fish she is, I'm sorry. But it literally happened, and I was like, oh my god, I love this for me. I was so excited. It was so cute. Like, I just, it's like Disney and Animal Crossing. It was perfect. It was literally perfect. We miss Disney. We will go back sometime. I will make Shane go with me. He will go to Disney World when everything's more safe, you know. I don't suggest traveling or planning anything at the moment, but you know, I started blogging again, which is super fun, and I just like wrote about some stuff right now. Obviously, like nothing too crazy, just kind of like how 2009 ended, obviously like what's going on now, but like nothing like super crazy. Just kind of remembrance of we're gonna get through this. But if you can travel this fall, if things are better by then, or contained, or whatever, or at least the next year, I really do, you know, right now, next year, if you can save for a thing, I highly, if you love Halloween, just because I know a lot of people are like, October, I feel like that's when it's going to be. You know, I don't think summer's all the way canceled, but fall will be a little bit better for everyone. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, I will recommend till the day I freaking die, because it is literally such a blast, and I love dressing up, and I also just love free candy. I mean, well, I guess you have to pay for tickets, but I love that you get like a bunch of candy, and they don't really like, the 2 years that I've went, they don't stiff you on candy. Like, I can vouch for that. Like, my mom was super impressed. She didn't know. I mean, you literally can be, if you're 95 and you go to Disneyland or World, I guess I don't know about Disneyland. I'm guessing same thing, but you know, you get the candy too. when we first went, my aunt was like, oh, you know, she's with the kids and they're like, you're in Disney World, like everyone's a kid. And I was like, I love this for us. So yes, if you're looking for something, I suggest, why is my face all red? Annoying. I suggest doing that in Hollywood Horror Nights. I mean, I get a medical pass because of my stuff, but if I would definitely, like, if I didn't or stuff like that, I would get a fast pass. The houses are super, super cool. Granted, it did rain, so we didn't get to see a lot of, like, the scare zones, just because it was, like, pouring rain, but they go all the frick out. And we went to pretty much every house but, like, 2. We were there till 2 a.m. Like, we were literally there from 6:30 to 2 a.m. I don't know if I've said this before. If you're new to watching, Monster Pizza, which is open always in Universal, it's one of their, on that side of the Universal Park, it's one of their just, like, standard restaurants. I was like, what am I trying to say? It is super good. It's expensive, but, like, the slice of pizza is huge. And, like, if you like horror stuff, especially, like, old horror, they have some of the movies playing. They have a lot of, like, cool things to look at from the movies. And it's just really fun. Like, I really, really... The last time we went there, and the time before that, I was like, oh, all I could think about was, like, I can't wait for that. Cannot wait for Monster Pizza. I don't know if did we go to Monster Pizza or did we go somewhere else because it's packed? No, I think we did. And then we went somewhere else the other day because they were kind of closing that area off due to, like, getting ready for Hollywood Horror Nights. So yeah, even if you have a past Universal, Hollywood Horror Nights is a separate thing. I do want to say that. Same with Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween in Florida is in Magic Kingdom, but yeah, you do have to do separate things. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is definitely limited because it does sell out. And I'm sure, Hollywood Horror Nights definitely has to sell. There's no freaking way it doesn't. But the only thing that's really nice in warmer areas during October is I didn't have to wear 7 freaking layers to go in a haunted house. So that is cool. I kind of, like, crossed my fingers praying that, like, since it did get warm in spring pretty fast, and with all the craziness, that if things are, like, calm in fall, that, like, it's warmer at least till Halloween, and then I don't really give an F after that. Because or at least in the beginning, so I can go in a few haunted houses. I just love haunted houses. I used to be really terrified. First haunted house I ever went to, I guess let's talk about Halloween, since that's, you know, makes a lot of people happy. First haunted house I went to, I think I was in 7th or 8th grade, and I, like, met a bunch of people, and we ran into a bunch of, like, kind of popular kids that we went to high school with. I obviously was, like, a weird goth kid, so it wasn't me, but, they, like, have this mini cornfield, and it's more like just, like, things kind of pop on the sides. It's not like a huge, like, chainsaw cornfield. It's just like they have a lot of houses, but it's not like a super crazy big one like they would be in, like, Minneapolis or bigger cities like that. But it is a pretty good one, and it's all, like, they get paid and everything, but a lot of them, like, volunteer, and a lot of the workers, since I think it was definitely before, I've been out of school 10 years, so a lot of years. I was probably, like, 20 some years, and it probably was before that, because I think it started when I was, like, 7 or 8 or something like that, but I was way too scared. Like, my mom would have cared, really, but I was such a baby. So, yeah, it's been around for a really long time. It's really cool. We go every year. Me and my sister do at least, and it's also, like, that house is wheelchair accessible, so that's really nice. Also, Hollywood Horror Nights is wheelchair accessible. I think there was just one house, which the one that was the first year and the one that this year were kind of not, like, super intriguing. There might be, like, some cut corners, but, or else it's super, super awesome. And wheelchair accessible, so that's really cool. But yeah, I fell in this corn maze. There was, like, this creepy thing that was on the side. It had, like, vine things in the ground, because I don't, like, really know how they make it, and I literally, like, tripped and fell, like, face planted, and all my friends, like, ran in front of me, so I was literally by myself, and I was like, yeah, I hate everything about this. Like, I really am gonna cry, and I probably did. Chainsaws used to scare me. They don't anymore. I mean, I'm more scared of, like, please don't accidentally, like, wreck my clothes, which I usually don't wear, like, nice clothes now because I know better and I have no one to impress. But, like, or, like, you know, a little blade getting, you know, kind of... the only thing that I really do hold on to people for is not because I'm scared. I mean, I scream and stuff, and we'll talk about the haunted houses in that really got me at Universal Studios. But if they have strobe lights, it really does like mess with like my eyes and stuff, and I've gotten really dizzy from them. And sometimes a lot of fog smoke like really hurts my lungs and stuff because of my heart, and especially in like really confined spaces. So I just like to hold on to someone in case like something were to happen. One of the first years, so we're talking about Molitor's on Hayride, that's in like an outskirt town of where I live. Me and Shane and my sister went, and it was like the weekend before her wedding, or like a few days before her wedding. And Shane's never really been haunted houses, I guess, and this was the first like full year we were dating, or like 2 years, something like that. No, she got married in 2012. I'm pretty 2013, something like that. But so they have like this creepy, they have it every year. So a lot of the houses are kind of the same. I'm gonna kind of curl my hair right now while we talk about this. Obviously they amp them up every year just because like technology and special effects and stuff like that obviously gets better within the years, especially in like the last 5 years. But so they have like, literally they call it the sewer, and you have to have like a glow stick because obviously you can't use your phones, you can't use flashlight. They give you a glow stick so you can like see through it, and it's kind of small and it's really creepy. And this thing like ran up on him, and it looked like, I think he had a gas mask or something fucking weird like that. And Shane said it like reminded him in this video game him and his brother used to play, and he like fell to the ground and it's like wet and rainy, and he's like freaking out. My sister's kind of freaked out, and I think in that same tunnel like something like grabbed my leg, because they can like do that, obviously like no one should purposely inappropriate touch you, or like in those ones they can't like take you away from your group, or like there's a house that's kind of crazy that we have in Minnesota, but I would never go in that. Like you literally sign a waiver and there's like rules. And I was like, get off my leg, like freaking out. But it was really cool. And then this year when we went to Molitor's, we took my 2 nieces who just turned 13 and she was about to be 12. And they're the ones that went to Hollywood Horror Nights too. And they were trying to act so like not scared. And I'm like, it's fine, you guys. And they were like making jokes. I'm like, well, this is how I have to like deal with being really scared. But it was really cool this year. So Hollywood Horror Nights will go the first year, so that was 2017. We went, and that was our first time being there. Our cousin who lives in Florida goes like every year. So she went to the houses, I think like a week or 2 before we came, just so she could figure out kind of what ones would be easier for Cameron, just because we didn't really know. We've never took her there, unlike Disney World and like the original Universal Park. And so she was like, oh no, it's cool, like a lot of them are good. There's just one that has like a weird little bridge thing, but it's really nothing you're missing out. She's like, it's kind of boring. So we went to it. I'm trying to think. The first house was the American Horror Story house. So they can't like in Universal, like they more like pop out and reenact scenes from things, but they can't like touch you or take you away. Especially like Universal, like if someone tried to sue them, like that'd be a huge situation. So the first time we had in, like, it was all the seasons up to, like, maybe, like, the Rogonaut one, or however you say it, like, not Cult, which, like, the presidency thing, like, the one before that. I think it was up to that. Whatever one was in 2007 up to 2016. But they had, like, Coven and a bunch of stuff like that, and, like, that Piggy Man, and I was like, oh, God, get the hell away from me. But that was the first house we went to, and it was super, super cool. I'm trying to think what other houses. There's the scare zones I really enjoyed. So I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Trick or Treat. There's a lot of things that are kind of triggering from what I remember. I saw the movie years ago. But like it's really creepy and it's really cool, and how they staged that scare zone was awesome. Like from what I remember in the movie, it's very spot on. That little creepy thing, Sam, like he was popping everywhere, and I didn't get the best pictures of him, and I was really sad, but it was, me and my sister wished that scare zone was here this year, because it was hands down the coolest scare zone in any type of park I've ever been in. It was like literally just as good as a house. Like I would walk through that. We walked through that like twice, I'm pretty sure. Some of the scare zones you do have to walk across. So if you really hate a scare zone and it really freaks you out, like a lot of them you do have to walk back across, either to get to the entry, maybe somewhere you want to eat, or other houses. Or like events or whatever's going on that night there. What other house did we go to that was like really, we went to this one that was like the underworld, and it was like literal actual like hell. Like it was really chaotic, and there was a lot of cool things going on. They had like things like flying above you, and it was like really crazy, and that was really fun. I think that was the year we went to the Shining house, and that was fun. Oh, the two houses that just like wrecked my soul, which I mean, super fun, very entertaining, but I was like, I am so scared. So they had a house called like Scarecrows, but these Scarecrows were like not your normal, like they were crazy. There were so many like flashing lights, like things popping out everywhere, like things went like this. Obviously, like they can't, I mean, if it accidentally hits you, but like nothing like you're gonna get hurt. And it was the craziest house I've ever been in, at least like that year. I'm trying to think. There was a pretty crazy house this year. And I was just like, holy crap, like we didn't think it was going to be that scary, and it was like crazy. And then the other one that was really creepy that I remember from that year was they had like a blue house cinema, or however you like say that. So it's like the creators of like Insidious, The Purge, obviously The Conjuring now, like bit in Sinister, so like big movies that like actually I enjoy those movies, but they also scare the shit out of me. So that house, the Purge part, like wasn't really scary. It's more just like killings and like people coming at you with like a bat or stuff like that. Because like each little room had like a different movie, except for like the guy from Sinister like popped out everywhere. And that movie absolutely freaks the fuck out of me, and I like hate talking about it. It really creeps me out. I never saw the second one because I knew there was like a rat eating a live thing, and I hate rats, and I just cannot fuck with that. But like that movie, I actually screamed in theaters and F-bombed really loud in theaters, but people like laughed, and I wasn't like that annoying person. And when me and Shane watched it, when we first started dating, we started dating at the end of October in 2012. We had like this huge horror movie kick. Like, I don't know, it's just like something we really enjoyed. And we both screamed so loud in that movie too, even though I saw it before. But yeah, that house was crazy. And then they had that like the old, if you've seen, I'm sorry if you're probably not spoiling the movie because they're old. In the original Insidious, the first one, that like creepy old lady, I think she's in the second one, that like clings to the husband, who's like also the guy that plays like whatever Warren in the Conjuring movies, like clings to him in the photos, and she's like that entity. Oh, that freaks me out. I'm like kind of getting creeped out right now. She's in there, and she like pops in your face, and I was like, yeah, like I hate this, but I love it at the same time. This is really scary. That was a really fun thing. The other scare zone, I can't think what the other scare zones were, but I know we liked all of them, and I know we liked all the houses, but I can't remember what other houses we went through. But this year we hit, or well, this, I guess last October, because we haven't hit October yet, we went to like every house but one or two, and there's a lot of houses, but the first house we went to, which I was super stoked, was Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And I love that movie. It is the most ridiculous, it's pretty much a B horror film. I didn't even know I owned that film, like I didn't recall, but I know it's on Netflix, I think now, or it was before. It is just freaking ridiculous. And that house I was super stoked to go to. So we went in the house, because there was like 3 houses we really wanted to go to. Mine was that house. Cameron, my sister Ashley's, and my niece Emma was, and I guess Haley was, the Stranger Things house, which we did go through. The Ghostbusters house, and then the movie Us. I did not see that movie, but definitely want to, especially after that freaking house. But I screamed so many times in the ridiculous, big, fake looking clown house of Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Like, they popped out everywhere, and every time I would just scream, and my nieces were just laughing at me. But it was really cool. We didn't get to see a lot of scare zones, like I said, because it was raining, but the one we did go through was like, Vanity something. So it was like creepy zombie people, like creepy people. Well, there was actually, no, there was a zombie one for the Zombieland 2 movie. But they, oh yeah, it was like a vanity thing. So like people pretty much like really crazy, like awful, like kind of tortury, like plastic surgery and like surgery and stuff like that. Obviously, like, and there was like a fashion show, like stuff like that. That's like, you know, kind of like the bad parts of like vanity and modeling and plastic surgery gone wrong. And they like had plastic surgeries, like surgery going on where they're like ripping out intestines, and it was really real. And not gonna lie, like that one actually made me feel uneasy just because I was getting my gallbladder removed the next month. But it was cool, like how they had their effects, like definitely appreciative. Oh yeah, the first year, the other scare zone that was really awesome was literally The Purge, and that shit was real as hell too. That one was really cool just because I do like the Purge movies. But this year. The Ghostbusters thing wasn't scary, but like they pretty were on spot with the movie, and it was just really cool to see. The Us house was literally insanity. Like it was so crazy. There was like so much stuff going on at once. And then like obviously I had my like cousin kind of explain that movie a little bit more, even though I've like read about it. But yeah, that house was on like a freaking level, like a literal level. Same with the Stranger Things house. It's the only thing that kind of annoys me in those houses is because like obviously the lines are really long. Like you don't go in separately, like a lot of more town places and like not so much touristy areas. So like there's a bunch of people behind you, so if they're like freaking out or like talking a lot, it will kind of ruin it for you a little bit. So hopefully you get in lucky groups, most of the things. But the one in that house, I did have this like annoying ass dude, and that was like bro as hell, and he was like kind of pushing, and he also just like was kind of ruining things, and I was just like, please shut up. But it was really cool, and the Us house was really cool. The two houses that weren't themed, I mean like movie themed, there was one called like the Blood Pit or something like that. That one I screamed, and I literally was like pushing my nieces that are little like everywhere, and was like, they're like, oh my god, Alexis, like stop throwing me around, you're being so fucking annoying. And I mean that, like, my one niece was like, I'm not really impressed, like she made her really uncomfortable. But that house was literally scary. And then they had a Yeti one. Okay, so you don't think like big Yeti things would be that terrifying? No, that house was like on a level too, like a huge level, and it was just like flying at us, and like all this crazy stuff was happening. I was just like, what in the world? And that was, I think, the last, either that one or the Blood Pit one was the last house we went to. But they were super entertaining. It's definitely really fun to go and experience. But yeah, I haven't been to like a lot of like the other haunted houses a little bit further away in the past couple years in Minnesota, which I do want to kind of change that, obviously, because I think 2018, I don't really remember why. I don't think we went to any of the cities. Maybe 2015 was like the last time I remember. 2017, so much stuff happened that whole year because I got married, and then I went on trips and blah 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 blah. It was a little chaotic, and then it simmered down a little bit. But 2020, you know, I'm feeling haunted houses will be back, guys. It's gonna be good. But I just love haunted houses and like the funness, and like I don't like ones where they can really touch you and put you out of groups and have to sign a waiver, like lock you in a coffin or something like that, which is, we have one here, and it's called, you have to like sign a waiver, have certain clothes, and they can like throw things like peanuts and stuff at you. They like lock you in a coffin, do like really triggering things for you. But I mean, it tells you, and it says like, you know, if you have severe anxiety or sensitivity to this, or you're like if you're pregnant or you don't have like tennis shoes on and stuff, like they will not let you in. It's called the Soapbox Factory, and it's in like the Art Institute of Minneapolis, and so like they go off. My sister-in-law told me about it, and I was like, yeah, absolutely could not handle that in my whole entire life. Like I would probably either like have a huge panic attack or like go into like cardiac arrest or some shit. Like no way. But I guess, you know, that's a thing in a few months to look forward to, guys. So stay safe, wash your hands, be grateful for what you have, and check in on your friends. Don't go hang out with them, but hit them up, call them, text them. Don't use Zoom because Zoom's getting hacked and it's super sketchy, and delete your Cash App so you don't have to lose money when you don't have money to really lose in these trying times. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next. Subscribe if you want to. Follow me on Instagram, and we'll talk about more fun adventures. Bye!